Police blocked off the street while they evicted the protesters. The dozen or so people who took over the building were arrested for trespassing. The city of San Jose is trying to deal with a different kind of problem on its streets, gangs. Mayor Susan Hammer has unveiled new programs to cut down on gang activity in San Jose. Robert Honda is there now with details. Robert?
Mac, it has been kind of a rough summer for San Jose when it comes to gang-related problems, as well as a number of highly publicized drive-by shootings. Just this past weekend, a family was tied up and robbed at gunpoint in yet another suspected gang-related crime. Now, it's easy to focus on these highly dramatic events, but you have to remember that the city has been focusing on the gang problem as a priority ever since Mayor Susan Hammer took office. And after a lot of frustrating starts and stops, it appears San Jose is making some progress on the streets and in the parks.
The evening time brings a golden glow to Solari Park in San Jose, but just a few months ago, this park would have been deserted at this hour. Police say there used to be 2 to 3 gang-related incidents almost every day.
There was people, the parents didn't want their kids to come out and play in the park because they were afraid of drive-by shootings. They were afraid of some of the violence that was going on here.
But the city spent about $90,000 to set up an anti-gang youth program in Solari Park, and police say there's been just one minor incident in the past 2 months. The key ingredients, recreation programs, and reaching out directly to the gangs by former gang members hired by the city.
So basically, it's just a lot of truth. If you're going to go out there and meet them, and you got to be ready to meet their needs. If you're going to take gangs away from them, you got to replace it with something. And it's got to be something positive.
Tonight, Mayor Susan Hammer met with gang members and concerned neighbors and got a pleasant surprise, a thank you from the community. Mayor Hammer points out that San Jose has a different gang problem than other cities, and they have adjusted their city programs accordingly.
Several of our programs are really directed at kids in 5th and 6th grade, junior high school kids, before they get to be young adults, so that behavior pattern can be changed. We work with the families, and again, we try to target that sort of pre-gang, if you will, kind of behavior.
But local councilman George Shirakawa, who works on gang programs, reminds everyone that the gang problem in San Jose is still on the rise.
Our dollars are so limited now that when we do an evaluation, we need to make sure that people said they were going to do a certain thing for the city in reducing gangs, and that those that do it and do it well, we continue to fund them. Those that don't do it well, we need to take the money away and direct it where it can do the most good.
Now, so far, the so-called street workers have made direct contact with about 1,200 gang members, and Mayor Hammer and her gang policy director, Dick De La Rosa, say the city will probably spend about $5 million over the next several years on gang problems, and many of those programs are up for funding and refunding throughout this coming year. Now, a lot of people say there aren't that many success stories. Some community groups say the city is still not spending enough money on the gang problem. But think about this. On Saturday, a local South Side gang will meet another area gang face-to-face in a softball game. Now, as one community worker put it, it may be hard to gauge success, but that sounds a lot like progress. Reporting live in San Jose, Robert Honda. Mac, back to you.
A refreshing change. Thank you, Robert.